Hi again, this is Wayne of Wayne Continuum, and today's video is going to be something that I feel that we'll just do the basics. We won't make it too long, and if it fits for you, then you can meditate on it or think about it. Um, so we want to talk about you as a triune being, you as a threefold human being. And again, we want to, though, acknowledge that you have an axis within you connecting heaven to earth, an axis within you that is your center, connecting the electromagnetic spectrum of the space time continuum and the electric spectrum of transcendence beyond the speed of light, like we've talked about in previous videos. Now, on a practical level, I want to discuss you as a triune human being. You have, therefore, three aspects to yourself. You have a body, you have a brain that you think with, you have a body that you move with, five senses in that body living in this physical world, and you have a heart, a set of feelings that you feel with. That's you as a threefold being. And what I want to talk about is what we've lost, or what we should ponder that we're missing, or what we should look at in terms of how we have been conditioned. Because we are living in a scientific age. We're living in the age of science and technology. Just consider for a moment how different it would be if you were living before that time, when you were directly connected to nature, growing your own food or hunting your own food, transportation being by your legs or another living animal, and how you would be in terms of your body, in terms of your brain, which the way you would think, and in terms of your heart, the way you would feel. It's really hard to do that, but what I'm stressing here is that we have been conditioned at this time out of the ability of our feeling nature, of our heart feeling nature. And the reason that this has happened consciously and unconsciously is we have been taught that all that there is measurable. All that there is that which we can measure with scientific instruments, and that we can oftentimes have to prove in a laboratory, and that all that there is that we measure, including even electromagnetic fields, obeys physical laws that are everywhere the same, everywhere reliable, and that is what there is, and anything else beside that is nonsense. And even if we don't believe that we are conditioned to that, how many of you would feel ashamed expressing a religious feeling, for instance? That's a feeling of the heart, because that feeling would be contrary to the conditioning that would say, well, it's nothing but superstitious religious nonsense. So let's look at the feeling of the heart. That's our focus here, because that's what I'm saying that is important in Wayne's Continuum, that we regain this. So take the first commandment. We are told not to have any other gods before me. I'm not remembering the exact commandment itself. Not to make idols. In other words, we are told that God is transcendent, that God is invisible, that we're not to make any images of God. And because if we make an image of God, a statue, whatever of God, and say that's God and worship it, then we are putting that as God. making the mistake that that's God or putting that before God. Now, what that is really saying is that any image that you make, any is is not God, is not the transcendent, and certainly God is not an image of an old man with a white beard. That's just an image. Uh, but uh, while the transcendent is something beyond all finite forms, any kind of a finite form, regardless of how beautiful and magnificent it is still a finite form. It's not the transcendent. And we've been conditioned to, of course, believe that that's all there is finite forms. That's the material, quote, the scientific materialistic view of the universe. And believing that, we're cut off from a third of our being, the feeling part of our heart, the feelings. So what we can do, or what we do have, is symbols. And like a map, if you get out your map of road to going somewhere, traveling to a mountains or to a national park, the map is not the territory, and you wouldn't believe it's a territory. Or the restaurant menu is not the food you're going to eat, right? So you're not going to mistake that. Well, but a symbol is not God, is not this transcendent realm, but a symbol points to that realm. A symbol is that which can evoke in us the mystery of our feeling heart that is related to the transcendent. Our feelings that through which we relate to the transcendent, those are evoked in symbols. And of course, there are many, many powerful symbols. So, but the key is if we don't regain the language of the symbol, which is really the language of the feeling that that symbol evokes, we lose our feeling connection to the transcendent, our feeling connection to the divine. And well, there's a lot of issues and problems that have happened in modern civilization because we've lost that. Now, one aspect to look at the UFO phenomena is to realize that when this feeling is repressed, so repressed, this ability to contact the symbol and feel the relationship of that feeling that we get, that expansive feeling, connecting this to something transcendent, well, we can appeal to like a UFO because a flying saucer, any kind of UFO and any kind of inhabitant, well, that represents something that's material, that's scientific, that's powered by physical laws, by mechanical laws, and that our feeling can come out that way towards that. The issue is, of course, that it could dead ends there because it dead ends with the UFO and the UFO occupant and doesn't allow our feeling to go where it really goes, and that's to the transcendent. So we'll talk more about that. Of course, we're not denying the existence of this physical universe and other planets and dimensions and realities. We're just talking about the heart, the feeling heart, and the importance of that. So just take the symbol right out of the Bible of the tree of life, and just that symbol, let's say a symbol of a tree that's 300 feet high or a mile high, an awesome tree of life. And perhaps just hearing me say that and letting your brain think about that can evoke in you a feeling, the tree of life, a mysterious feeling, a feeling of transcendence. So, and we have these symbols that come up right in our dreams, and the symbol can come to us from anywhere. And so symbols are the windows. We don't mistake them for God. We don't mistake them for the divine, but they're the windows that allow us to contact our hearts and feel the feelings that are religious, that are transcendent. They're not rational, they're not logical, uh, they're not controlled by the laws of physics, by the laws of matter, but they take us into another realm. They take us to another realm. And so, with that, I'll let you ponder that. Thank you very much, and goodbye.